town called Nain, and his disciples and a large crowd were with him. As he approached the gate of the town, a man who had died was being carried out. He was his mother's only son, and she was a widow. And with her was a large crowd from the town. When the Lord saw her, he had compassion for her and said to her, "Do not weep." Then he came forward and touched the bier, and the bearers stood still. And he said, "Young man, I say to you, rise." The dead man sat up and began to speak, and Jesus gave him to his mother. Fear seized all of them, and they glorified God, saying, "A great prophet has risen among us, and God has looked favorably on God's people." This word about him spread throughout Judea and all the surrounding country. The Gospel of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
You may be seated. I'd like to invite the children who are here. Come up. Come on up. Come on up. Come on over. Get to where you can see the nice green ornament on the altar. Right? That's new. We're in the Pentecost season. It's the green season. What do you see in that beautiful piece of cloth? What do you notice there? Yeah, did I ask you? Leaves. That's very good. There's leaves. What's that? Leaves and green leaves. Yes. Flowers. Right. Flowers. Yeah. A cross in the middle, right? We're supposed to cross in the middle. When we see a cross, who does that usually make us think of? Yeah, God and Jesus, the gift of Jesus, that's right. The Holy Spirit, all of them, yes, God, Holy Spirit. So we got a cross, we got leaves, we got flowers. What else? What else do you see? Anything else in there? A lot of green, right? A lot of green. Rays of gold, spreading out, rays of gold, spreading out, all kinds of things bursting forth and growing. Pentecost is known as the growing season. If you've gone out to the parking lot, see the beautiful community garden, and things are growing up out there, things are growing in all the garden plots. And do you know what? You are growing too. You probably know that, right? You're taller this year than last, right? And you can do more things in school than before. You are growing. And Pentecost is half the church year when we celebrate how God helps us grow. Just like those beautiful flowers. You are like those beautiful flowers. You are like those beautiful flowers. You are that beautiful, and God is helping you to grow. So now, just for a moment, look at these 4 young people sitting right here. They are all grown up, and today is their confirmation Sunday. And they're going to talk to us in just a minute. But it's a sign that God blesses us and helps us to grow in faith and love. And 1 year, not too far off from now, you'll be in confirmation class, and on confirmation day, you'll give your speech. So listen to them today to see what they have to say, because they're going to talk about growing up by God's blessing. Okay? Okay, thank you. You can go sit down. As many of you know, we ask the confirmation students after 3 years of instruction. These days we're going from 6th grade through 8th grade. To, at the end, write a statement of their faith. Talk about what God means to them. But also to talk about a particular problem that people in the world, maybe perhaps young people, but not only young people, about particular problems that people face and how faith can help them with that. And so this is their speeches. As they speak, hold them with love and support. This is like a test of fire for them, and they're very brave, and we applaud their courage. They have great papers, and Benji Heller will be the first to read.
Throughout my life, God plays a major role. From the time I was born on March 11th, 1999, to the day that I die. He was there when I scraped my knee or bumped my head, when I'm awake or asleep. God is there no matter what you do, where you are, how you feel, or who you're with. God is there too. God gave Jesus the power to help people in their life. Jesus believed in God and did God's will on the earth. Jesus sacrificed himself to save all of us. The fear of the dark is called the chulophobia. Remember when you were a kid and you slept with a stuffed animal to save you from the darkness? The fear of heights is called acrophobia. Remember when your first plane takeoff, how scary it was? The fear of being alone is called autophobia. Remember when you couldn't stay home alone because you were afraid something bad would happen? God is with you no matter what. God was with your stuffed animal, saving you from the darkness and comforting you in the night. God was there holding the airplane in the air, taking you safely to your destination. God was that voice in your head comforting you, telling you everything will be all right, no matter how alone you feel, physically or mentally. God is with you everywhere. No matter what you're afraid of, let it be spiders or small spaces, God is there to help you through it. My trust in God helps me believe that I will be safe if I have him in my life. God will help you through anything. Some examples of tough times that God will help you through is the loss of a loved one. Whether the loved one was a human or an animal, it's a really tough time to go through. Losing your job. If you lose your job, you don't have a way to make money for your family. You may feel like you're letting them down. You may know someone who has drug or alcohol abuse. Addiction is one of the hardest things to go through in life, whether it's you or someone close to you. When something troubling in your life happens, you learn from it. You may learn not to do what you did, how it may affect your life. You learn how to handle it for next time, make yourself stronger. You could learn to expect it. Everything happens and it's not always good. Whatever happens in life, everything happens for a reason. You just have to make the best of it. God will protect me and everyone. Just remember, whatever you do in life, God is there and always will be there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Hannah Jacobson will speak.
Father, Lord, Adonai, Creator. There are so many names for God, and yet they all have the same meaning. He is the creator of the universe, a father figure who accepts everyone regardless of their race or religion. I imagine God as a grandfather or fatherly figure, someone who is always looking out for us. In many ways, I imagine him looking similar to Dumbledore from the Harry Potter series, wise and all-knowing. I believe God is always there to light a path to help guide us out of darkness or times of trouble. I know now that he will always be with me. Several times I have been asked to write about a hardship that I've had to overcome where I look to God for guidance. After thinking for hours, I realized I haven't experienced any true hardships. Part of this, I think, is just my age, but another part was the fact that I've lived a relatively easy life. Unlike most kids at my school, I've realized that I've always wanted to go to college, and it's always been a goal for me. But kids who don't have financial stability don't see college as an option. Even kids who are very smart don't see college as an option due to lack in family support or cost. God helps these kids get through the tough times by always being there to support them and giving them the courage to pursue their dreams despite of realistic expectations. God's faith affects the community by giving people the courage to be themselves and to stand up for what they believe in, regardless of what other people think. God's faith also teaches people to be accepting of religion and other races. The faith that God has in us inspires me to be the best version of myself that I can be, and I hope he inspires you too.
Thank you.